Hi, it's Mike Stiles from Brand Content Studios. Here's the Content Marketing Quickie for the week ending July 23rd. Sometimes marketers tell you they want something, but then years later, it turns out that even though they got the tools to make it happen, they still don't have it. There. Am I being vague enough for you? I'm talking about the desire to create seamless experiences for customers across all channels. Steve Olinsky writes that when the CMO Club put out a paper detailing a survey of over 100 CMOs and marketing leaders, less than 15% said they're able to deliver such personalized, consistent customer experiences across touch points. Were they not serious about it? Well, no, not necessarily. The CMO Solution Guide ponders this. New technology and marketing automation has stepped in to help CMOs bring their activities together and support the delivery of the ultimate customer experience, but has it really helped so far, or has it created another overwhelming challenge for the CMO, who now must become a technology expert to apply it? In other words, the tech is available, but marketers need more time to figure it out. Mike Clark was blogging about how important having a marketing metrics dashboard is, and it really is. How else do you know how to optimize your campaigns? But in the blog, Mike included some cool stats, including content creation is up 70% from 2014. Half of B2B marketers say not being able to measure content metrics is a major challenge. Inefficiencies cost up to 25% of your content budget. 49% of marketers are using only the most basic of metrics. 70% of B2B enterprises are making more content than last year, with 52% planning to spend even more on it. 70% of B2B content is not even used because it's not strategically mapped to buyer interests or the topics they care about. And 87% of CMOs do want more insight into how content is performing. If you're a social media guru, ninja, or thought leader that doesn't actually have any original thoughts going on in your head, you might not want to see Douglas Carr coming. He traditionally has done what all the social pros say, which is to be honest and transparent on social. But as an experiment, he stopped being himself. He got more engagement from everyone, including friends and family, when he became a carefully restrained persona. And these gurus who say be transparent when he disagrees with them on their page, he gets asked to delete it or gets unfollowed or unfriended. He brings up a very good point. How many times do you see spirited debates or opposing opinions expressed in thought leader content? One keynoter at an event told Carr he likes the stand he takes, he just can't say so, which told Douglas that person's online persona is completely phony. His conclusion, social pros should stop talking to clients about transparency and just tell them to avoid controversy, jump on bandwagons, and stick to contrived personas. Brightcove launched a more souped-up cloud video platform. The Brightcove Video Cloud is aimed at making online video distribution and publishing easier, and here are the improvements they added to get her done. Faster time to live with a faster upload module, new user interface, and role-based permission. Mobile publishing with a new responsive HTML5 interface, advanced analytics across accounts. They've got playback with faster load time and shorter time to first frame, enhanced synchronization and publishing to YouTube, CMS integration, and a more robust platform API. Are you excited yet? An Equity Group survey wanted to find out if digital engagement with brands is leading to purchase decisions. They found the most trustworthy channels to be, in order, Facebook, print newspaper, email, TV, and news or special interest sites. The sources of info that most influences buying decisions were TV, print magazine or newspaper, social, email, then direct mailer or coupon. But 35% say they've never tried a new product implicitly advertised on any of these. As for what kind of content people are most likely to share, it's funny videos. You do make hires based on if people are funny, right? Videos that spread awareness of a cause, they like those too. Articles about new findings in an industry, videos that evoke positive emotions, and a coupon code for a product or service from a favorite brand. They'll share those. And you know how brands always want you to share or tweet about a purchase you just made? That came in dead last. TechCrunch has a nice piece on the future of podcasting, and if there is a future. It points out podcasting has seen 30+% annual growth lately, but only 17% of us listen to podcasts every month. The audio content sector is worth around $65 billion, so the spoils are quite rich if on-demand can chip away at the money broadcast makes. Podcasters like the tools. 80% feel they've got what they need to record, host, and distribute, but the article highlights two persistent challenges no one's really figured out. One, discovery of content is a wreck. The old "there is no Netflix for podcasting" problem. Social doesn't really help. Facebook invites with every update to upload a photo or video, but audio content has gotten the shaft. The most popular podcasts got there by leveraging radio. And it's hard to make any money. Podcasting doesn't have an AdSense equivalent. FYI, I'm not making a dime, and it's amazing you discovered this podcast. Let me guess, you want a high-performing content marketing engine that's strategically programmed to target the right audiences with relevant and persuasive content. Yeah, well, a report by the CMO Council showed only 12% of B2B marketers think they've got that. And when you spin the question to whether or not they've got a good demand gen strategy that's raking in those quality leads, only 2% think they've got that. As we often see, there's an odd little trend where the kind of content B2B makes the most of is not necessarily what gets them the most or best leads. 85% made product brochures, 79% made slide presentations, but white papers and videos turned up the best lead generators. And from the report, here they are, the top 6 things that are killing lead flow success. Content wasn't developed for target audiences, budget limitations, content wasn't relevant, content didn't reach the right decision maker, the right distribution channels were not used, and there was no content strategy that tracked to the biz. Gawker needs to cover all the drama that's been going on over at, Gawker. People are quitting over editorial principles there. Tommy Craggs is executive editor, he was, until he quit, and Max Reed is editor-in-chief, except that he isn't because he quit too. The story in question was about a married Condé Nast exec who may or may not have solicited a male temporary friend. The story ran Thursday night, and by Friday morning, the managing partners voted 5-2 to yank the story down. Craggs said it was because of advertiser pressure, and Reed wrote that non-editorial business executives were given a vote in the decision to remove it turns Gawker's claim to be the world's largest independent media company into, essentially, a joke. Founder Nick Denton said it was his call to take it down, but the editorial staff is calling it an unprecedented breach of the firewall between business and editorial. Greg Jarboe of SEO PR sat down and chewed the fat, no offense to you vegetarians out there, with Pixability's CTO Andreas Geldi about what brands are doing on YouTube and what's working. First of all, people want to watch your stuff if it's good. 4 of the top 10 trending videos on YouTube in 2014 were by brands. Andreas says they now know in terms of quality and entertainment they've got to step up their game to compete with other cool video makers. That means they know they shouldn't just put ads there, some of which have pre-roll ads before the ad. They're starting to manage the whole channel experience, know how important it is to get found organically in searches, and they know they need videos that cover the whole funnel. People aren't just watching videos, they're committing to the channel. Subscribership is up 47%. So in summarizing what works for brands on YouTube, Andreas says it's that winning combo of paid advertising, an active channel with a strong content strategy, and creator partnerships. EW Scripps Company thinks this whole podcast thing just might have a future. They took a look at Midroll Media and said, ooh, we want to buy that. Midroll's been around about 5 years, makes podcasts, and has a nice little revenue-generating ad network that helps clients' podcasts make some coin. Midroll owns or reps some of the top podsters around, like Startup, Nerdist, Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson, WTF with Mark Maron, and Entrepreneur on Fire. Trouble finding podcast advertisers? Midroll works with over 240 of them. They've even launched an app called Howl that seeks to address that "there's no Netflix for podcasts" problem. So obviously Scripps liked all that. Their chief digital officer, Adam Simpson, said smartphones are everywhere, over-the-top audio streaming is at an all-time high, and consumers are connecting through their cars in record numbers, especially young people. Midroll Media boss Adam Sachs and the rest of the Midroll leaders will be sticking around. If you buy stuff because it's cool and innovative and you think getting it will make you look cool and innovative, you're not alone, depending on what category the item's in. Lab 42 did their innovation study and found out 84% of us think it's somewhat or very important we buy from innovative companies. 51% do it without even really knowing what a product does. They heard it was cool, so they want it. There are certain categories where we'll pay a bigger bill for the allure of innovation, like electronics, automotive, and those oh-so-innovative restaurants. In the categories of local travel, insurance, and gas, not so much. Still, even though we're desperate to look cutting edge, only 21% say they buy new products right when they come out. 63% like for it to be out a while before they swipe that card or give anyone the secret 3-digit code on the back. Ever try crossing the Atlantic Ocean? It's really big. But the New York Times is going to do it next month, expanding their T-Brand Studio branded content unit into London. That way, the shingle gets well hung for clients who aren't in the U.S. T-Brand has knocked out about 70 campaigns for brands like Netflix, Cole Haan, and Google over this past year before hearing London calling. Ha! Cool pop culture reference from decades ago. That's the kind of entertainment you get here. That's it. The transcript is at brandcontentstudios.com.